So this is not a fun video that we're gonna do. I'm sure most people experience this at least once, twice, multiple times on their farm. So this is my baby Valentine. So this was our first ever bottle baby goat. He lived in the house for like 3 months. He was just, it was amazing. Anyway, Valentine went down last week and couldn't get up and hasn't been able to use his body. This is impressive what he's able to do today with his head, which is quite impressive. He's still mama's a boy. Yeah. But his back legs don't work. And so we're treating, according to the vet, we're treating for deerworm. And so
You're treating for quite a few things simultaneously, right?
Yeah. So,
because, of course, deerworm is not diagnosable on a living specimen.
Yeah. And sometimes not even on a death.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're treating for deerworm, possible polio, possible listerosis, and we did treat for a possible white mussel. So I did give him 2 shots of selenium vitamin E, BOSE, so BOSE, and it did nothing, so we know it's kind of not that. Otherwise, he would have improved within the first or second shot. So we're aggressively treating, and I'm going to show you the steps that I have to do every day. Some parts of it are multiple times a day. For poor Valentine, he's being quite the trooper. He still loves his mommy, even though I do bad things to him.
Well, that's the hardest part of, if it happens to be deerworm, the worst part of deerworm is, of course, the fact that their mind never goes, and they stay fully, like, it does, like, yeah, so
Their personality stays the same.
He'll just be body paralyzed, which, of course, is a death sentence.
Yeah.
Because nobody can, take care of an animal full time. Unless somebody knows of a rescue that would be willing.
Well, we would probably put him down just because quality of life would be so bad. But when I talked to our vet and said I didn't see any improvement, he said, do another round and then we'll see what we're getting. And so, first off, never discount fellow hobbyists who raise goats. Goats are not profitable enough to put money into researching drugs for goats, basically. I'm just going to put it out there. So a lot of the things that you use for goats is actually off-label. So we were giving a strong dose, which I feel was probably just a dose of what to give him, and then I went on to a goat group. I said kind of what I was experiencing. Did anyone have a good outcome? And immediately they were like, this is the treatment. Is this what you're doing? And it was 25 cc's per 100 pounds. We gave him 5. So there's quite a jump there for dosing. Now, he's had a couple, and I must say I do see a little bit of improvement, whether it's hopefulness or what, but he's popped up over this hay bale. So we do this. It's a little bit different to kind of, and we rotate him every day, multiple times. We also work all his muscles, which he hates me for. But right now, he's actually propped himself up. He's using his front legs because otherwise he would lose the muscle in front and back. So he's doing that. He's able to keep his head kind of up. And then
his head seems stronger than normal.
It does. And then his back legs are kind of hanging.
Yeah, his back legs have been, of course,
down, but they're a little stronger. He was moving them tonight, which was impressive to me.
Well, this hay bale situation's kind of good.
Yeah, so he gets to be part of the flock a little bit this way. He was alone with his little rooster friend here, the cutest little rooster there ever was. And tonight we actually brought in Millie Bobby Brown at 11, who are creating havoc somewhere. And
because there was a possibility that you might have seen a symptom in the mom.
Yeah.
And better safe than sorry, we want her, of course, somewhere. As you can see, it looks like it was an overblown because she hopped up here, which is wonderful.
Yeah,
we also
for her to use the bathroom on all of these bales of hay.
Yes, that's a bit of an issue. You can always bring her back out.
Yeah.
And maybe you should before she ruins everything.
Well, I'm going to keep them in tonight because the baby was really cold, which is concerning. And then, of course, this mess is Valentine's bed when we're not with him. So this is packed full of straw and hay, so he can reach hay, he can reach his grain, he can reach water.
But of course, we also do feed him water.
And we also do feed him, hand feed him stuff because it's kind of depressing too. And he does eat more. And then this does the best that we can to keep the waste away from him as much as possible.
Yeah. As you can see, it gets on his back legs, but I mean, there is going to be some of that. But actually, he is relatively clean.
He is. He's more smushed. Unfortunately, if we get a positive outcome from Valentine, Valentine's fiber is garbage.
Yeah, well, that's not the worry. We've, in all honesty, these goats have become family. That's what they are. We have lots of other projects that will involve money, but and we've said we're moving away from goats, but of course we'll never get rid of the goats.
No.
They were our start, and there's something really special, which is the only reason that more money is going into Valentine than he was ever worth. I mean, that sounds bad, but I don't mean he's worthless. But you know, when you are on a farm, there are going to be casualties, and unfortunately, between him and the emu,
oh my God,
the money spent is more than we would ever get. Back.
I think we spent like $3,000 on Blue the emu.
Yeah.
In total. We're obviously not there with Valentine, but we are spending a lot of money on Valentine. So like buying all of the stuff that I have to give him, you know, it is adding up. So if you want to donate to his care, he goes through about $35-ish a day. In medications and treatments. But you know what, it's all going to be worth it if we see him awkwardly stand, and that's what I'm hoping for.
And it's all, you know, it's extending his life, because it's just longer that he gets to live. And while his quality of life is poor, like I said, his mind is fully functional. He's still with us. And you got to understand, animals don't always understand that something's wrong. As far as he's concerned, this could be how life is supposed to be lived. And he just wants company, and he's got company. So, you know, this to him is life. This isn't, you know, he's not, oh, woe is me.
No, which is nice. You know, the downside is, of all of this, he has dropped a significant amount of weight. So it's a big treatment process. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do with him before we put him to bed. And the steps, he's going to not like it. It's going to look heartbreaking for you to watch when I'm doing when I'm giving him the dewormer and stuff, but you know, he has to have it. It's our only chance to try to save him. And what I've read online is give treatment a month before you decide to put them down. So we're obviously going to do that for Valentine. So let me break it. So I did bring stuff from Millie Bobby Brown, but I'm not going to be using it for Millie.
Yeah, her walking seems pretty good. Unfortunately, our property, due to the insane amount of water, gets slippery. So it's very easy to confuse slipping with lameness, which when I first saw Valentine, I thought it was slipping.
Yeah.
And it was lameness. Now, I'm so glad for Millie it was the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, and this is a common thing. We have the deer. They're in our backyard. We back onto a forest.
Yeah.
And we have really, really wet land.
And they're coming right to the fence. So where we're actually building the goat barn, they're coming right to the fence. I put a trail cam there, and they're coming right there. Because I was curious if it was a predator or what we were seeing there. So they're getting closer. So when we move Cujo back, we're also moving some chickens back. With the goats, and that's kind of our attack plan to start. Is Cujo should keep away the deer, the chickens should
eat the slugs
and the snails. Then of course we're tilling and seeding in the spring, so that should maybe help as well
with the standing water and preventative drugs. So the combination, it's just, you know, it got to the point where our property got so wet. We know that the snails got really bad, and you know, something slips through the cracks.
Yeah, it's terrible this year. It's awful. It's like we live in a swamp, and it's depressing. So,
but to be fair, we do plan to address the water issue. It's just we've only been here a few years. We're still actually understanding how water
2 years.
How water flows on our property.
Yeah.
So it's helping us develop a plan.
That's his little rooster.
I know.
He needs a name, but that is the nicest little rooster. They cuddle at night.
Oh, we have to name him. What's the name of the rooster from Bugs Bunny?
Yosemite Sam?
Yosemite Sam is the name of the guy with the guns.
Right. Samuel?
Red Horn. No. Horn. Something. Anyway, this video is getting... Okay.
A little happiness, I guess, for you. So...
Whoa.
Valentine.
Holy God. Really?
This is Valentine. Yeah. And so I'm not joking with him using a lot of money. I'm probably understating him. Well, I'd say it's probably fair. So this is an injection that I'll be giving Valentine. So this is thiamine, and I give it to him 4 times a day.
Holy God.
Subcutaneously. So this goes under the skin. This is vitamin E. So vitamin E is just going to, just in case he's low on it, this is not something I have to do every day. Vitamin E is fat soluble, so you do have to be careful. Like I could pump him crazy full of this, and this is just going to come out excess and when he pees, but vitamin E does not. But it is a helpful thing to battle. This beautiful one is cyanocobalamin, so this is B12. So this is really important for red blood count. It's also going to improve his appetite, give him a burst of energy, which we really need to keep him eating. This tube, this is a used tube, so that was actually going to be for Melly. So this whole tube, now this is horse safeguard, and for treatment for goats, for this one, 10 times the normal dose, he gets this whole thing. This is for a 1,000-pound horse. He gets this whole thing 5 days in a row. And these are $20 a piece, plus tax. And then this beautiful color is actually dexamethasone, which is an anti-inflammatory pain medication, and it's mixed with children's Pedialyte, because we want to make sure that he is not getting dehydrated, because he's not wanting to move even though he is. And then in this container, it's kind of half empty. I have a electrolyte that's for calves. You just mix it with water. They absolutely love it. So they drank half of this today, this evening before this video. So we're going to give him this at the end to wash out the safeguard, and then we're going to hope for the best. Every morning I come in, there's 3 possibilities. He's standing, he is the same, or he is passed. We've been lucky so far. So let's get started, because I'm freezing.
Yep, it is really cold in here.
So we saved the most stuff for the end.
Oh, just no comment.
All right. And so what I've been doing, I don't know if it's great or not, is I'm actually poking him in the butt. Because like it kind of is helping me to see if his feeling is coming back or not. But with cashmere goats, it's so hard to get to the skin. Look at this beautiful cashmere. This is cashmere. He doesn't even have a full coat in. It looks so beautiful. And so what I'm looking to do is just pinch some skin. If I could get some skin. Alright, so all I'm doing is pinching the skin there. And we're just going to go in just enough. He felt it. And hold him. He is not a fan. but this is the most that he's resisted, so it's really good. I'm really pleased with that. And so he's a good boy. And I think you're gonna poop on me. Yep, we're pooping.
That'll teach you.
Alright, so.
Well, good luck, buddy. If you want to run away and you can actually accomplish that, then I guess you've earned it. Gee, did you just growl at that pile of straw?
She did.
She tripped over and growled at a pile of straw.
She's
Okay.
a dummy. And so I might go up here a little bit now for this one. Hi, buddy. Let's just...
And by all means, if somebody out there watching is an expert and you see mistakes or tips and tricks, everybody's learning things and we're just,
just
doing what we can. If you're like, oh, that should go, in the hip or something, let us know.
Because, we're not...
Exactly. No, we're just doing the best we figured. And we're following the advice of a vet, by phone, which is a tricky way to learn. And he's so wonderful to be helping us.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's wonderful, but of course, doing anything by phone, there's still a lot of learning. Oh, poor guy.
Oh, I got it. It's okay. There. So I find thiamine gets a little bit of a reaction, so it must sting a little.
Or it's a needle.
No, it says it's going in.
Just moving around because I'm going to go I'm losing feeling in my hands here.
And you see his legs?
Yep. Yeah, so he's kicking his legs.
He's kicking his legs. So, God, that's a good sign. Because I'll tell you, I do not want to put my baby down.
No. It's unfortunate. I mean, there's no goats that I would say I want to put down, but of course, Valentine was our house baby. There's top 3 for me. Yeah. It's Valentine, Winter, and Butterscotch. Winter and Butterscotch were our first 2, and will always be special, and we already saved their life once from the brink of death.
Yes.
But anyway,
So, what we're going to do, if I don't get all of this into him, that's fine. This is the dexamethasone, and this is the vitamin E. What I do need to get in is this. So it comes with a plunger. What I was doing at first was actually just plunging this into a syringe, and it was just so hard to push it, the plunger, that I'm just keeping it in this because I think this is easier. And they're always already open. I always found that really weird.
I'm sure this is going to be tricky because it's probably freezing in the container.
Oh, freezing.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. And so he does not like it.
Nope.
But I want to get it in, and it's a nice thick white paste.
Well.
And it takes a little bit of time because you don't want them to choke, right?
No, you're trying to make it as good of an experience as it can be, being as crappy as it is.
I know.
Being on the farm isn't all, sunshine and rainbows, and you got to be prepared for the bad end. Animals do die. We've had more than a few.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying he won't, but I'm just saying that, there's treatments and there's literally ramming things down things' throats so that they survive. And if we've already proved that we'll do what it takes.
Yeah. If he was not alert or not calling to me when I came in here, and putting his head on me, if he was showing me somehow he was done, then no question, I would not even hesitate. We'd be getting the vet out. No. I'm not going to do Valentine myself.
But that's not the case.
But,
and unfortunately, as far as I'm concerned, that's the cruelest part of brainworm.
Yeah.
Their brain never shuts down.
No.
Their body gives out.
Our dog is ridiculous.
Yeah. Comic relief. You need it in all situations.
Valentine is actually really good at taking this. I think part of it is because he was a bottle baby.
Yeah. Yeah, because not everybody would eat out of your hands.
And he's such a loving goat.
That's Valentine's bed over there, guys.
Alright, and
All
so
right.
we're gonna give him... So this is...
Leaking.
Yeah. So it's 2 capsules of vitamin E, and they're the gel caps. So I did try to puncture them. That didn't work. I don't want to shove a pill down his throat with his condition. And so what I did is I dissolved it basically in water. So we're going to give him a little bit of that.
And on top of well, it's great that he's getting water too. Because he's not going to drink as much.
No.
Because drinking's a lot harder for him to maneuver his neck that way.
Yeah.
So this is good. Give him some photos.
Swallow.
He's got to swallow it. I think you just need to let him go so he could kind of like maneuver his tongue and... Oh, there he goes. Maybe it tastes good.
I know I bought Pedialyte from the pharmacy. God love Enfield Pharmacy or Enfield Pharmacy. They never look at me weird when I go in and I'm like, do you have thiamine? And they're like, what's thiamine? I'm like, B1, how do you not know what thiamine is? But I'm like, and then I'm like, do you have cyanocobalamin? And they're like, I'm like, B12. Do you have B12? Because I used to do that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And we used to actually do cyanocobalamin and thiamine and dexamethasone. But they really like Pedialyte, which I bought. He likes that. So that's what's in this. And it's fruit, mixed berries. With that blue tongue. With that blue tongue. Alright, and then we're just going to finish up with My Heavens, it's cold.
Yeah.
So we're going to see if he'll drink the rest of this to clear his mouth.
That might have been a no.
That might have been a no, but the girls like it.
Okay. I was going to say, if it's something everybody can drink, that's kind of good.
You want to have some? You want to have some, baby? No?
It's probably the least important of all the things he's had.
Yeah, and he's had half of this container already. So
He just wants to hang with his friends now.
So basically, that's Valentine. This is what we have to do a couple of times a day. Although, like, safeguards are just once a day.
Can Jay drink that?
Yeah. I mean, if she's going to have energy.
Oh, good. I almost choked thinking of that.
But this is kind of what we do. We hang out with him. I freeze. When it's super nice, we leave the doors open so he can get some fresh air. Now he's going to have some friends. So goats are competitive. So they're like my spirit animal, I think, like that. So having them around might actually be really nice to encourage him to try to move, try to stand up, follow them with his head as they're moving around. So I'm really hoping we have some good news.
Just want the goats to have it more than Jade.
Millie, do you want some, Millie?
Okay, well, I'm going to say...
Millie loves it. She sucks this up.
It's a whole lot of sounds you're making for that one little lick that you actually got. Supplements are never a bad thing. You are the loudest eater. I didn't know the baby was even eating and drinking by herself.
Yeah, and then we're gonna see if
Oh, look at that.
competition. He's like,
Yeah.
well, what
He
were
licked
you
it a little
doing?
bit, yeah.
Good. I think he's a little cracked out. So
Yeah, well, he's had a lot.
we'll finish it. We'll pack up. We're going to put him back in his bed. And we're going to say goodnight.
Good night.
I'm cold.
See you later. Thanks for watching.
Bye.